Hi, I'm Stephen Cronin, and today I'm going to show you how to paint this lakeside scene. Big dark sky, bit of lit area with the light reflecting off the water. Quite a high horizon line here, which gives plenty of room in the water area to play with the colours and the light reflections from the sky. We've got our mountains here on the horizon line reflected in the water below. Some little yachts there in the distance just to give a focal point. Lots of little rocks and pebbles in this foreground shore, scraped in with a car, just trying to catch the light here on the right hand side and the shadow cast down on the left as the light comes through the scene. But before I show you how I painted this, let's have a quick look at the materials. Colours, I've got ultramarine, cadmium yellow, Payne's grey, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber, light red. Just the two brushes used. I've got the large Ron Ranson Hake number 3 rigger and the paper 15 by 11 watercolour paper. The only other thing I used really was a piece of tissue, if I can find a clean piece amongst all this, just to I used to create the boats. So let's kick this off then with a big 8 brush and just clean water all over the paper just to lubricate it nice, so all the colours will mix together. The first of which will be raw sienna, put on quite haphazardly, no real order to it, and then I'm going to mix in a little bit of light red, a bit more water. I want to see the colours just coming slightly down the page, not too much, just enough to create some sort of excitement. And then I'm going to work that way down to the bottom. Just dip the corner into the water just to keep everything nice and loose. Bit of red, bit of blue. And I'm now making darker mixes. And these are going to come in starting at the top, a bit more blue, and work the way down. So we've got quite a high horizon line, so that's about there. And then what I'm going to do is just pull in some of this watered area, just to start off this sort of reflection down the middle. Get something started there with the light. A bit more red. A bit of Payne's grey in there as well, a bit of blue, a bit of grey, a bit more blue, don't want it too black looking. A bit more blue on this side I think. Let's go under there like that, a little bit of red, a bit more blue, pushing a bit from the side. Now I'm going to start on these mountains, I think. Let's get some shapes in. So I'm going to mix all the same colours, bit of red, bit of blue, bit of grey, nice strong mix. And I'm going to start off somewhere right there, just so it contrasts nicely against that light area of the sky. I'm going to pull down a reflection while the colours on the brush. I'm going to go a bit there, bit of raw sienna, bit of a ultramarine, and I'm checking, I just want to keep this straight. I'm going to go in to a little bit of cadmium yellow there, and again I'm pulling down those reflections. And then we got over on the left hand side, bit of blue, bit of grey, another one over here, big mountain, and then just flick down the reflections while the paper's still wet. Soak up that water there, and I'm just going to pop in just a few more. That's going to have to be flat. You can see how the paper's coming away from the board. That needs to be flat against this piece of plywood. It's leaning almost 90 degrees. The only reason it's this angles just to suit the camera angle. You can have yours a lot flatter, as long as you've got some gravity pulling down the water and the paint. Right, so that's sort of first little layering. What I might do is put a little, try and get a little water line in. So I can just clean the brush, got a nice chisel edge. I might just pull that across like that, just so it looks like a little water line there. And another one just over there. I'll do for now. So put that at the bottom of the paper. And then what I might do is think about coming a bit further forward now. So we want a bit of a land mass. I'm going to start on the left hand side, I think. I'm just going to go in a bit of raw sienna. It's quite light, so I'm going to add a little bit of ultramarine, cad yellow to it. I'm going to go pretty dark. It just don't work in the light, is it? I've just dipped the corner of the brush just to loosen into the water, just to loosen everything up. I'm doing a bit of red, a bit of blue, a bit of Payne's grey. Forget light, I want dark tones. That's going to come down there like that. And let's do it like this. And start off like that. Cut straight across. See how it contrasts nicely on that lit area. Bring that right the way across there like that. Bit of brown, bit of red, bit of blue, bit of Payne's grey, bit of everything really. Just slap it all in, nice and dark, nice chisel edge. And then we'll just pop these in there. Just a bit of foreground shore. Just cut that straight across that lit area, just to maximise the contrast. And then what I'll do is scrape in a few little rocks, I think, on this in the foreground. Just dipping the very tip of the brush, the very corner of the brush into the water, just to loosen everything up, just to keep that chisel edge. And then just keeping it parallel with the bottom of the page, just keep it straight. Just going all the way across there. Make sure this is flat again against this board. Just pulling it tight, refixing with these clips I've got. You can stretch it before you start painting if you wish. I'll just do it as I go along. And then, so if you imagine if the light's coming down there, it's going to catch. So just get my corner of just a plastic piece of card like this. You can imagine the light's just sort of catching the edge of these rocks, and we've got the shadows on the left hand side. It needs to be about half dry, otherwise it'll just fill straight in. So I am right handed, I'm having to do it with my left hand so that the light's catching the right side of the rock. Obviously they get further and further away, so I'm just doing little dabs here and there. The further away they get. And then in the foreground, some bigger ones there. Dot. That's all it needs. Right, now what we need is a boat. Got to have a boat. But first, got to make sure it's dry. It doesn't have to be all dry, just here. So the boats, we've got sort of landmass here, so to balance it all out, I'm going to have the boats about there. So what I'm going to do is pop the, finish with the ag brush now, don't need that, so just pop that in the water. I'm switching to the little rigger brush, and I'll need a tissue. And what I'm going to do is take out like a little triangular shape to create the impression of a boat on the horizon. So just a clean, damp little brush somewhere around here. I'm looking for the darkest area around here so it'll maximise the contrast. So I'm thinking just about there. And then what I've got to do, don't have it too wet because the water will just start dripping down the paper. Just wet enough so you can loosen the paint. And then when the paint is loosened, you just dab it with a tissue. And you've got like just a simple white sail. A simple white sail there. Dab that. Don't forget the reflection. Just a little reflection underneath. I think what I might do is put in a couple more. Let's have say 3 boats. So one next to it. Don't do them all the same distance apart. Again, this one I could do with a new rigger brush. This one's a bit rubbish. This is. So just like it's just a simple triangular shape. And just dab it with a tissue, and then just a little reflection underneath. There's another one, and then just to finish it off, let's put it one. Put this one slightly closer than the other one. And it might help if you sort of try and do it as small as you can, because what often happens is as you try and make adjustments to it, and it ends up just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you start off small, it gives you a bit of breathing space, gives you a bit of room for error. Find a clean bit of tissue, dab that off, little reflection underneath. And that's just 3 little boats on the horizon. Little bird somewhere. Let's put a little bird just there, and then finally all of these now is a signature. I'm going to stick the signature just down in this corner. Right, let's stick a mount on it now and see what it looks like. So here's the paint in the main, so if we go and have a closer look at it. The main objective of this paint was to try and capture this light reflecting in the water below. Quite a high horizon lines, which gives you lots of opportunity to get that light, make the water look as dramatic as possible. There's various colours in this sky, from raw sienna, a bit of light red, through to the darker areas with the ultramarine, a little bit light red there, more sort of concentrated colour, a bit of Payne's grey in there as well. Same colours down below, all sort of mixed together just to create a general sort of dark, brushed in from either side, leaving the central area lit, which helps create the reflection. Then it was a case of putting these distant mountains in, pulling down the reflections at the same time while you've got the same colour on the brush. Makes it a lot easier. You don't have to keep remixing the colours again all the way across. These sort of little sweeps of the brush just to create these sort of like a water line in the distance. Another one over on the right hand side. Then we've got this foreground landmass here on the left hand side. And then I've scraped the rocks in I've had to put him in left-handed so you can imagine the lights coming down and sort of catching the right hand side, and then got the shadow on the left. Needs to go in while the paint's about half dry, otherwise it'll fill in. Leave it too late and the paint's too dry and you won't be able to scrape it at all. And then the sort of rocks and pebbles get smaller and smaller as you go off into the distance. You always need a focal point in your paintings, and here we've got 3 little boats sailing on the horizon, and then just to finish off, just a little bird, tiny little bird flying around. Well, that's it for today's painting. I hope you like that. I hope you was painting along with me. Very best of luck to you. Keep practicing, and I'll see you again soon.